There is a huge difference between day game and night game, and today we're going to talk about these differences, which actually, as a paradox, they actually complete each other. And this video will make sense if you manage to stay till the end, and if you're patient enough, as with my English is not so good. I'm trying my best to offer you valuable information over here, so that when you leave this channel, you're like, I really understood something and now I'm going to apply it. So welcome to European Social Dynamics. I've been doing this for the past 15 years of my life since I was a little kid. And 8 years ago, I opened the biggest dating company in Romania, and now we run it, and we hope that you will come and join us for a boot camp just to have fun, just to experiment together, and why not just to learn some new things in the end. One huge difference between day game and night game is the fact that the reasons are different. So day game is actually way more difficult, yeah, and night game is actually easier. And that's interesting because a lot of people might argue and they would say that night game is so tough and terrifying. But let's see why that's not actually true. So when you go and do night game, you got to think about what people want. They want you to be the energy in the room. They want you to be vibrant. They want to be entertained. They want to have fun. They want to release. They want to get off the pressure with work and stuff. They don't want to worry about anything. So the main reason of night game, of going out during the night, is to have fun, to be social, to interact, to know people, and of course there is the climax of the evening, which would be to have sex, to get laid, or to adventure yourself in a possible relationship. Now, with that being said, when you go in your day-to-day life on the street or going to work or whatever, you don't think about these things. You don't think about necessarily being social, having fun, interacting. If you watch people in their day-to-day life during daytime, they are kind of stressed, kind of fucked up, kind of worried, kind of not even present. There's a lot of stimulus in the atmosphere, in the society we live in, so they are pretty disoriented. They are pretty like in their head, so to speak. So just because of this, just because the fact that when you go out during the night, it's especially to socialize, to drink, to have fun, to meet people, just because of that, it's way more easier. Night game is way more easier. Day game is totally difficult, not impossible, it's difficult, because during the day, you gotta approach that person, you gotta understand the way, the place she's coming from. You gotta understand she's heading to work, she might be in a rush, she might be fucking stressed, she might want to go see her parents and God knows what, so she might be in her lunch break, and then she, you know, when we are hungry, we are terrible, we're like mental. So this is why it's way more tougher during day game, but as I said, it's not impossible. However, the reason why you might feel that night game is pretty tough, and especially when you go to nightclubs, is because as soon as you enter the nightclub, you feel like everyone is looking at you, judging you, and everyone has a problem with you. You feel in this competition that you need to prove stuff to people in order to be accepted, and now your ego comes up, you're putting the front, which you think is gonna impress people over there. And now everything feels like fucking difficult, and it's weird, and it's, you know what's interesting about this? The fact that you've been thinking all your week that you cannot wait to see your friends and go to the club, and then you go to the club and after like 30 minutes you feel exhausted and you want to go home. That is what's interesting about this. So this is not a good place to be, and the only way you can easily master this is by actually becoming very good at day game. Because like I said, when you go into the club, there's not a lot to manage actually. It's only your anxiety and the inner things that you have, your inner beliefs and emotions. But when you go during the day game, you have the exact same things, but on a much way higher level of pressure. So becoming good in day game, where you don't exactly know what people might want, you don't exactly know their purpose in life, in that specific day, for example, their objectives, their agenda is way more tougher to become good at people. And this is why we say if you become good at that, then you become extremely good in night game. Because night game cancels a lot of your stress, because now you know the main purpose of the evening, the main agenda that everyone has in the nightclub. And also I want to add something that will help you a lot over here. In day game, you got to become at a certain point a lot more spontaneous than you usually are. You got to be charismatic and whatnot. And there is a certain structure in your behavior in order to make sure your interaction will go extremely well and according to plan. Now, a lot of guys have these issues that they approach and they get an Instagram, but then the girl flakes. They get a phone number, the girl flakes, or they don't even get those. And that usually happens because we don't manage our emotions, we don't allow them to be processed, and then we just run from the interaction. And so that's a common thing that a lot of men struggle with. Not to mention approach anxiety for most people that they don't even approach, and that is a totally different issue over there. So becoming more spontaneous will definitely help you in day game, because at a certain point in the nightclub you will dance with this girl and you will need to talk when she wants to have a cigarette and go into the loft or the lounge area. Okay, so the reason I'm telling you to become good in day game, coming back to this structure, is because there's a lot of things involved over here in the way you speak, in the way you read the person in front of you, in the way you behave, you touch her, you escalate physically. Now, the difference between day game and night game is that in the night game, especially if you go into a nightclub, you cannot talk too much because there's like weird music, loud music, everything is noisy. And it's becoming very, very weird when you want to talk to somebody that actually wants to dance, drink, and like don't think about talking. So now your communication is extremely nonverbal. It's coming to the seduction that is nonverbal, 90% body language, the way you look, the way you move with your body is a dance, a synchronicity we might call it. And so in nightclub, it's actually advised for you to escalate physical contact in less than 2 minutes. Actually, your opener, your approach should be through touching, which is not necessarily okay to do during day game because that's a totally different paradigm. So this is the reason why I'm saying become good at day game, where you have interactions for like 10, 15 minutes or maybe an hour, and you get used to touching people, to reading their behavior, their emotions, and now you go into the nightclub and you apply these same principles, but only just fast forward, because like I said, you cannot hear the person. They will most definitely want to interact with you. They are expecting you to understand the main agenda and the main reason that they have. They want to dance, have fun, and of course the climax of the evening would be what we previously discussed. So they will be waiting for you to take that action, and you can't enter a club and feel like it's like a war area that you need to conquer and everyone is in competition and against you, and that is the main problem that you usually have. So these are the differences in day game and night game. It's all about the agenda behind it. That is the reason why night game, it's extremely easy, but as soon as you understand day game and you master it. Now, in terms of getting more help in this, we do online coaching as well. We are working with fuck tons of men, and we are so happy and grateful, and we thank you for that. So become part of the bootcamp, or you can do online coaching as well. You can do in-person coaching as well. We are based in Bucharest, Romania. We also go to Italy, we go to Greece, to Croatia, to Hungary. We go everywhere in order to help men such as yourself. So until we get a website, because right now we are struggling with the Romanian one and we're doing this stuff over there, until we get a website over here, you can easily contact us in the email in the description below, and you can ask for more details over there. I cannot wait to meet you, and I cannot wait for you to leave a commentary in the section below. Let's get to know each other better. And also please like the video. It's super important for us. This is the only way we can get to other men as well. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.